Okay, this is one of these OLEDs. It's an LG OLED65C9M. Just said it installed it today, kind of. The LCD UHD's over there, and that's just UHD. That's a 49-inch. That I'll be placing in the bedroom on the wall. Where else? Presently, this has to lay on the floor, slightly tilted, with a bit of cardboard underneath, just to counterbalance it, because it doesn't quite settle nicely on the stand, and it's got to be raised up just slightly. It's manageable to put a cover over it and then disconnect it and then place it over there carefully once in a while when I would use the video projector. The settings was a little bit fiddly to sort of first to figure out where the HDMI settings were, because all I was getting was exotic picture portraits. And I thought, well, I've got a glorified picture gallery or something. It's got a heck of a lot more settings than the other one, even though the Techwood 49 was quite simple to set up, but it's a little bit limited on other features like the color spacing. What's it? 444. There's still a few other things I'm trying to figure out, because when having it set via the Panasonic, the video mode settings, as well as on the AVR, they got to be kind of synced in a way, because sometimes the audio, the sound would drop out, sort of like switching on, off, and then sometimes picture going out, so it's got to be kind of configured. bit of a huff puff, really. I'm just totally exhausted after just trying to get this set up, even on the floor. It was a bit awkward, because you've got to be careful with these things. It is pretty heavy, but I can move it. That's just a little bit lighter. This is a UHD at the moment, so it's just HD, what do you call it, HDR. I don't think it's got Dolby Vision on it. I think there's only one UHD disc I've got that's got Dolby Vision on it, and I don't particularly like it. That's Apocalypse Now, so image more or less looks similar to how it did on the Techwood. Might be a few other features. There's I don't know if they're gimmicks. One thing is trying to get used to this remote. Oh yeah. Go all setting. Yeah, picture mode. I mean, you got things like Vivid, Standard, Eco, Cinema, Sport, Game, HDR Effect, Technicolor, Expert, ISF, Expert, Bright Room, and Dark Room. So Dark Room does so, but it's not really that dark in here. Light, yeah, just prefixed settings. Technicolor Expert, HDR Effect, Game Mode, Sport Mode. Ugh, yuck. Oh my goodness gracious, that looks horrible. I don't know what it's doing with the motion, but oh god, looks horrible. Cinema. Oh, it looks a bit weird. You got Eco, Standard, Vivid. Oh god, blimey. Let's go back to Technicolor Expert. I think you go there. It's got to be calibrated in a way, so I've got to put a test card up later. This bloody thing is kind of, you'd think it was pointing an infrared at it, but it's, when you cover it up at the front, it's obviously something like something similar to what you get on mobile phones, some sort of algorithm sort of thing. My cat likes it. He kind of goes crazy for it. It's still got the protective plastic over the front, so I think I'll keep that on for the moment. It looks okay. It looks okay. I mean, it appears thin here, and all the techno is down there. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Of course, it's still got the plastic of what's it over it. Just was it there? I think it is, or was it? Oh, take that off. Stick it on the back. Yeah. I'll just keep that stuck on there for the moment. Peel that off. Yeah. That looks okay. Looks better on the video projector because the image is a bit larger, a bit more transparent to where the screen speakers are. So I have to put a test card up on it later, run the test card. I think it's the THX setup disc. I'll go through that, get the get anything adjusted. It's got all the parameters to go into all the color mode settings, etc. Is that remote? Oh, it's over there. It's got a pair of legs. It walks. Oh yeah, gotta go there. Settings up there. I think it's additional settings. Comfort. Oh god, I can barely remember. Technical use. Oh yeah. And then you scroll down and you got like expert controls. And then this goes into color gamut or gamut or gommet. Gamma level, white balance, color management, peak brightness, where basically most of these are just prefixed settings. Color order, put it on wide, go to next. All these settings there have got to be adjusted. They've all got to be adjusted, so it'll take a bit of time. You got super calidocious bloody settings. Good almighty. You go back there. Color management, and you got color. Go into color, and you can press on color like red, and then you go next, and you get settings. But gotta use a test card. Can't just use just any image. Got to put a test card up. So it's a bit like my other LG that had a lot of parameter settings and such. It's got Dolby Vision on it, HDR, bloody God knows what else. I think just about everything, including the kitchen sink. Just go back to that mode, innit? Oh yeah, expert, up there. I got it on set to just level, so you get just about all the aspect ratio of the film. When you go to 16:9, you just get a bit of overscan. Oh yeah, click on that. I'm just trying to get used to this. It's a bit like a Jedi's bloody lightsaber. At first I thought bloody hell it was an infrared and it was pointing a laser on the blimmin' screen or something, and it was doing my head in. It took me a while to figure out what exactly it is. They could put a keyboard with the damn thing. They could put brackets, you know, like a flat panel bracket that comes with it that can mount onto whatever. You know, when you buy these things, they could put a little bit more, as well as I prefer the powering socket. I would prefer if it was like a kettle plug or that you push in and then pull out, rather than the lead fixed into the you can modify that if you want to. Oh gosh, just go back to yeah, original. It's got a few other settings on there. Blimey. Yeah, so I'll have to put the test card up and see how it goes with the test card. Kind of looks a little bit dark in some places, so that's why I got to put the test card and check it, and but you know, would have to make little changes now and then to sort of brightness for your blacks, contrast for your whites, and colour here that's coming onto here. It's a little bit darker than the actual colour that I'm looking at, so it's like got to use something like the digital DSLR camera, because there's very little settings this phone thing has. It's also very reflective, picking up my reflection. Gotta make sure I've got those what you call it, like a motion smearing or whatever. I've got to make sure that thing's turned off, because I think I went into one of the settings on here a little while ago. I think it might be prefixed on some settings, maybe like for sport or gaming or whatever, and I'm never going to use this for gaming. A little bit of internet browsing on it. Go to auxiliary 2, no signal, press the mouse, and bingo. And I've got the computer what's it turned down to a darker level, or go to display settings, turn that off so I go a bit back to normal, or put it back to there. Night settings, and you've got color temperature. Yuck. And just set a little bit low. Just set a little bit low. Oops, bit down. Okay, turn it on. So I could still browse around even though the film's playing. I think there's a picture-in-picture mode on this thing, so I'm not sure if no, I don't think you can engage when it's on a different video mode setting. Maybe if it had multi HDMI connections going into it, I don't know. I haven't explored that. So probably got to look up a little bit about this particular model in conjunction with the Denon, to try to figure out why certain video mode settings is giving the audio dropout. Might be something to do with the because there's dual HDMI on the Panasonic. It might be something to do with that. Other than that, it looks okay. YouTube. Let's see. LG. What did I say it was? OLED. OLED 4K. 65C65CM. I guess this, hang on, what's it say on there? 65, no, 65, whoops, 65, no, 65CCC 9M, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's it there. Sexiest LED ever. Was this guy taking it to bed with him?
Look at what we got here. LG OLED TV. This would be the LG C9 OLED TV. It replaces the C8, which was.
I don't know if this is the one I got, but because it's American, and the box is totally different to how. Well, that's more or less the box I got, so it might be this one, but.
This is a TV I've been waiting for a while.
But sounds like yeah, it does all this Dolby Vision, Atmos nonsense. Oh, that's a 55 inch. That's a 55 model. So, well, it's on here somewhere. Bit of rambling I am. Yeah, it seems like everyone's got them. Oh gosh, this guy, bloody hell. So where's he go with it? That sounds like a British accent.
Just there.
Yep.
And I'm guessing.
So that'd be this particular model that I got.
That's no missing. So just something to bear in mind there.
Let's see how he handled it. Oh, right. Yeah, it was a bit awkward to lay mine down. I had a bit of a, because I got a very small room, and this chap's got a bit of a larger room, and well, look at him, he works out. So even though I might be a bit of a short ass, I'm pretty tough. And this bloody almost like, you know, you got to be careful with the damn thing, because I don't know how fragile. Oh, he's having troubles here. Yeah. Oh, measure twice, cut once. What's he going to do?
End of it, you're looking at 1 meter 52 centimeters.
Yeah, that's pretty standard sometimes, 1 meter. It sucks, I know. Yeah. So if he's having troubles, you know. It took me more or less about because this video he's doing is about 45 minutes. Mine just took just a little bit over that, so yeah. Plus I've had 5 heart attacks, and you know, so my hands are a bit shaky at the moment. Yeah, I tell you, when I took all the polystyrene, the cardboard down for this, oh my goodness, bloody hell! I mean, it's like, well, you got to hand it. I mean, the packing. Well, those don't come with it, but I'm just gonna skip it. I'm just gonna skip through. I'll see how he's mounting it exactly, because I've got to put mine on similar bracket that I used to have that on, which just stood on the floor, and I just mounted it on, and it's just you know, I can't have it too high, so if I want to unmount it, place it over one side, and then use the video projector. very rarely.
So yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
It's rough off.
I know how the bracket goes in there, and
It looks
oh,
the graph,
there you go. All right,
it's still hasn't failed to amaze
he's into it now or something.
the world. I've seen better looking ones, maybe for the sort of value of the TV.
Yeah, he
I think
doesn't
it's
quite like the remote. He's seen better ones, and oh bloody hell! Every time I keep moving this bloody thing around, I'm thinking bloody hell he's doing it. Oh fucking hell! That's off.
Yeah, I think they could design that just slightly.
Bloody hell! It's like
Ask me.
someone pointing a laser
So
at a projection screen in a cinema and moving it around. What
It's actually going to be better for my TV. I ain't going to want to send it.
the fuck? Is it his camera that's going a bit dark there, or is it my TV?
So, first press.
Oh,
There we go. Power button down, light down the bottom there. We've got Web OS.
well, he got his mounted up pretty good,
You can see, probably not
but I got to mount mine on a stand where a metal stand
all the graphics.
where it's going to anchor nicely, and I can unmount it, and then yeah, I had to go through all this blimmin' setting and set the blimmin' Wi-Fi up on it, and you know, because you get firmwares.
Which you simply do by pressing down like that. There we go.
I wonder if you can plug the keyboard in, so that I'd need another dongle that works.
It is a magic remote. So
A magic remote, he says. Yeah, that's it. Bit like my Cat Magic.
And it is very precise, I must admit. It's
Is that me moving? No, no. Oh, look, look.
it's just the design. It's it is decent.
Where's my Cat Magic? I think he's had a bit too much excitement today.
It's store or home, and we're at home, so click OK.
Blimmin' at all this, yeah, blimmin' at you gotta go, oh crikey.
Wireless. Again, just have to excuse
That's what I had to go into and all this, and just to set it up.
Whitey sort of pink. It's actually a nice sort of red colour. So anyway.
Is he having
HDMI Ultra,
yeah, deep colours and
HD colour. Now click on that. Now we're going to make, well, this is actually already turned on, so
yeah, I'm only using one port at the moment, and I don't think I'll be using any other ports, because
if you haven't done that, or you add another device, let's say you've got a PlayStation or Blu-ray,
unless I got something that I, you know, but I think I'd only be using the single HDMI, and they're all compatible, all four of them, for UHD, whereas I think the other LCD that I had was only compatible with oh gosh, let's put this video on, because it's blooming on, what's it? Let's put it on 1080p. Oh, that's better. Alright.
As you can see, brings up all your apps.
Put it on 4K.
Now, a little tip again.
It's got to download very slowly there.
The left, right buttons to scroll through.
Yeah, I still haven't got myself a 4K camera. Got a DSLR, but only does 1080 max, and the phone thing here only does 1080 max. It's an OLED. I think it's an OLED screen on this phone thing, which is pretty good.
It actually brings up another bar above it, so it's like a shortcut to the things within that app, so you don't have to go directly.
I think that colour, I'm just trying to look at the no, actually, because my colour of my carpet's a little bit different. It's not this colour what's showing up on the camera, because of the lighting and the everything else. slightly adding a little bit extra, kind of a bit like you see with these bloody films sometimes, and it's like, oh my god, what the bloody hell have they done to it? You know, they totally fucking ruined it, you know what I mean? And you got to piss around with all the colour settings, you know, just to try and undo as much of it as possible. But when you go back to another film that looks normal, it's going to look god awful again. You got to piss around. Oh god, I can't stand that. Our eyes are probably the best, but you know, it's like, say, you can't use this like for a total like gospel sort of thing, like oh yeah, it's like when you do videos and you're playing your sub bass and all that. Oh god, it's so inaccurate. There's so much you got to do. You got to turn down the filtering on the microphone or something so the microphone doesn't overload, otherwise it's just going to go and that's just doesn't sound anything like what it is like in the room. It's like if you're going to compare speakers and all that, and you might as well just use some pink noise and, you know, an RTA analyzer, and this everyone can sort of listen to the pink noise rather than listening to a load of random music playing random music frequencies. Not very accurate sort of thing. You do, sir. So you got to play a film on there. You're going through your internet, blah blah blah. I've still got a film in the bloody player. It's probably ended now. Yeah, it's not a bad video. It's not a bad video. Crikey, I'm not sure if there's a setting on here. Oh yeah, crikey, because he looks like a boiled lobster. I think it was partly the night mode setting on the TV. Oh gosh. Oh yeah. Go back to that mode. Oh right, it's gone back to the main boom 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 boom. That's so damn annoying when you get that on the down on the takes a few seconds for that to go. Everything's so digital now, isn't it? The alien in Atmos. Oh boy. Go to the boom boom. HDMI optimizer. Turn it on, turn it off, turn it on. I don't see any bloody difference going on. That's set up to 9 at the moment. Don't know why. I just did it. Looks a bit on the dark side. It's like bloody hell. It's like, you know, I know it's the settings and such. It looks like I'm watching a bloody dying xenon lamp. I'd prefer if when you put this on, it was transparent to the image. It does that on DVD mode. Some Blu-rays, I think, but I think it depends on the settings of the player. Because I got several players. Brightness is okay. There we go. I'll just turn that back down because I don't want to overkill. Oh yeah, I'll turn it off. Actually, the device there is making the image the darker parts of the image look just a little bit brighter, a bit like when if you were to go outside and use your DSLR camera and do astrophotography and using your ISO, and your time exposure to take the picture. Anyway, that's that. But I'll be calibrating this thing maybe later tonight, maybe on the weekend, I don't know.